Yeah, so we have shared you the PPT, right?
Yes.
Yeah, open the PPT. We will ask you certain questions as user point of view. You please go through the PPT and
Okay.
start
Okay.
explaining one by one.
Okay, Rahul.
Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Is it you can see the you can see the PPT
Yes, I
in the
am able
dashboard?
to see your screen.
Yeah. Coming to the substitution variable, substitution variable act as a global placeholder in the application. And coming to the next slide, here we can see now we will see how to substitution variable will be added to the artifacts. I mean, we can use the substitution variable in the four ways. One is the data form, other one is the RTP means runtime prompt, and BR means business rules, and fourth one is smart view. Here we can see creation of a substitution variable. uh, can you show me how to create a substitution variable for the following use cases? Here we can see the two cases has been involved in here. Case one is that consider a user run consolidation monthly, and coming to the case two, consider a user runs consolidation yearly. Means we have to create two substitution variable. One is for month, one is for year. I will show you in the navigation part now. We have to select the application. I mean, uh, here you can see the substitution variable. You have to select the substitution variable and see here that these are the predefined variable substitution variables. And if you want to add the new substitution variable, we have to select the plus option. By adding the plus option, we have to assign the name. I mean, you have to assign the period name, and you have to give the value. Previously I created the for period and month. Here see, I created for month and year. I given as name as current month, and for the year I given current year. Here I given the value as John and 2021. After the creation of this one, we have to save the substitution variable. This is the process of creation of a substitution variable. And coming to the next slide, yeah, in case one, use account dimension in row and use substitution variable of year and period dimension in the column. Choose generation 2. Generation 2 means, I mean, I think the child member we have to add for that. Okay, member of every other dimension. Preview the data from the each with this use cases. And coming to case 2, we have to create the hardcore the year and period dimension in the another column along with the use case 1. Means we have to create that in column. We have to create one is a substitution variable and another one is hardcore member. I will show you in the navigation but how to create these two columns in the substitution variable and hardcore. We have to select the application, and you have to select the form. Yeah, here you can see previously have been created the form for that. uh, by the terms. And see, as for the instruction, I created this form. See, in the account in the row option, I have been selected the account option, and in the column I've been added this is the substitution variable. This is the hardcore members. Here how, here I will say how to add the substitution variable to the column. But for the, this is the year, this is the period. So I will select the year. Here I can edit here by selecting the edit option. We have to select the variables. Here you can see the substitution variable will be there. These are the predefined rules which we have created under the substitution variable. Here I recently created these two, right? I selected the year, and I have to push into the this pop-up. After pushing that pop-up to the left side, we have to select OK. Same process have been done for the month also. These two are the subsidiary variables, and these two are the normal hardcore members. This is normally we can select by the without giving any valid intersections. Just we have to select by the dimension part only. I selected this one, I push it to this side. That's it. Same process have been done for the other column. This is a process for the creation of the form. And coming to the next question, explain how dynamically we can use the substitution variable while designing the forms and its purpose. mean what is the purpose of the substitution variable, we have to say. And the second question is that uh, uh, just create period dimension the column and next to the substitution variable. Yeah, I will show directly, I will show in the navigation part. By the question, see, have been created for the substitution variable here, and this is the hardcode values, hardcode entity. These values we can see in the data form, data card. So we have to select the data card. Yeah, I created under the testing. Yeah, this is the form of which we created before in the forms. This is the form have been created before in the form. So this F1 21 and John is the subsidiary variable, and this F2 FY 21 and John is these are the hardcore members. See, the question is how can we use the substitution variable in the forms. I will show you how can we see the changes in the form. First we have to select the tools, and under the tools we can see the variables. We have to select the variables. See here, in the current month it was Jan. I will change to July, and here for year also I will change 21 to 22. After that we have to save, select save option, and okay, successfully we created the substitution variable. And we have to select the data again, whether the data has been changed or not changed. We can see now in the substitution variable we successfully we have been changed 21 to 22, Jan to July. This is the process this is a process how the substitution variable will be added to the forms. And coming to the next slide, yeah, using substitution variables in the RTP. Yeah, can we pass the substitution variable as a value in the promote? Yes, we can pass the substitution variable as a value in the promoter. If yes, can you promote the value in the limited only to the value assigned to the substitution variable? Yeah, this is also yes, we can promote the value limited only to the valuable assigned to the substitution variable. And coming to the next question, user requirement. How can you use select only the prompt value and define it to the value assigned to the substitution variable? This for this question, first we have to create the RTP. That question has been created in the next slide. Can you show me how to pass the substitution variable in the BR? For that we have to create the RTP. For that we have to select the application, and select the application. We have to select the navigation. Here under the create and manage, there you can see the rules card. We have to select the rules card. Yeah, the rule card has been opened. Here you have to select the action option, and under the action option there you can see the variable design. You have to select the variable design. The variable has been created. The page has been opened. You have to select the EPM cloud. Global is before I said global is nothing but it is a substitution variable, and FCCS2 is an application one. So you have to select the global, and you have to select the action option, and you can add the new placement. Here you have to assign the name and group, and coming to the types are these many types are there in this tab. You have to select which type you want to add. You can add the type of thing. I selected member for the form, and here you can see the one column has been added for that dynamic type. Means here you can see these are the dimensions which will be used for this particular form. You can select which dimension you want to select. You can select for the dimension. From the question you have to select for year and period. So I selected year. Coming to limits will be in an unopened format. When you select the RTP, then only the limits will be open. Then only you can assign the certain name for the limits. For in the limits, you have to assign what you created in the substitution variable for the year and period. Those names have to you mention in the limits. For entering the name, first you have to enter the emphasis, like this symbol. You have to enter this symbol, and you have to give the current month or current year, which we have been created in the previously in the substitution variable. I created previously same like this only in the RTP year and RTP period. These are the forms which have been created for that. Yeah, see, this is the RTP year I have been created for the substitution variable. I given for dimension year, and limit is a and symbol and current year. What I have given in the limit, I have to give the same name as to the default value. And coming RTP text, we can give what you want to assign the name, or whatever you want to text to enter in this form, you have to enter. This is the form. This is the format to create the placement. I have been created two. One is for RTP year, and one is for RTP period. After creation, we have to save it. After saving, you have to select the system view. On the system you have to select the APM cloud and FCCS application. Under that, you can see the console option will be there. There you can see the rules. Selecting rules, and you have to select the action option. There you can select the new object. While clicking new object, here you can see the one page has been opened, one pop-up. Here you have to add the previously have been created the placements, right? You have to enter in this. So you have to select the application type and application, and console is previously it was shown only console only. Same like that only application also, it shows only the application name. When we creating the application, I have been created this one, so that only the name will be shown in the application part. You have to select the object type, which type. These are the object types. You have already seen, right? These are the object types. And that object type, I selected that rule. After selecting rules, click OK. I have done this project process same like in previously. I created one rule. Under the rules, this is the rule I have been created. You should select the rule. Okay. Just a second. After creating the current role, there we can see the scripting part will be open. We have to give the scripting part for the to validate whether the code script is correct or wrong. We have to, whether for checking, we have to use the validation and save. If the validation is okay, then only it shows okay. Otherwise it throws an error. By after that, we can see in the action option, deploy option will be there. We have to select the deploy option. By the deploying this, the RTP has been created under the business rule. I will show that question. Yeah, you have to select the rules. Yeah, here you can see created an RTP. The current rule has been added to the business rule. You have to select the business rule, and you have to launch it. By selecting launch, the page has been opened. Here you have to assign the console currency entity period. These type of dimensions we have to assign the values. And coming to this, the please enter the period and please enter year. These are the prompts. See, I will show you the question before question. See, how can the user select only the prompt value? By the business rule, we can select the prompt rule. And the coming example, if the consolidation to run the month and June, which is the month passed in the substitution variable, rest of the month should be not be displayed in the selection of a promote value. Here we have to select the application again. again you have to launch it. Yeah, this is the promote values. Here you can assign the value only one, which we have created in the previously in the substitution variable. It shows only what we given for the substitution variable, that a certain value it will show. I given only for July, it shows only July. We have to select the July and okay, same like that only we have to give for the year also. By giving this full details, after that you have to launch it. After this is a process of substitution variable in the business rule. And coming to the next slide, using substitution variables in the business rule. Here you can say which of the following design is recommended. One is hardcode June in the business rule using the substitution variable created for the month, and using RTP creation for the month with the substitution variable as per the unit requirement, user requirement. I prefer only for the third. Why? Because it has a substitution variable and the runtime prompting also is there for the third point. For the before 2 points there will be not have any runtime prompting, so I prefer for the third point using the RTP creation for created for the month with the substitution variable as per the user requirement. And coming to the next slide, here using substitution variable in the smart view. Can you show me how to insert a substitution variable in the report creating using ad hoc grid analysis? Tip: for ad hoc analysis, use the same design for the data from as per the case 1 of the slide 4. Here the question is, how can we add the substitution variable to the smart view? I will show you in the navigation. We have to select the Excel sheet. Previously I created this one substitution variable 1. I selected the ad hoc option, then only this page has been opened. Here I will show how can we add the substitution variable values in the ad hoc form. Here we have to assign previous in substitution variable. I have been created the per month and year, right? I have to give the same name here. Before that we have to give the parenthesis symbol, and we have to assign the name which have been created for the substitution variable. You have to assign the same name for the month also. Current, select and month. Click on enter and refresh it. Oh, sorry, I have to assign the credential here. First of all, EPM default cloud admin. And click on OK. Oh, the credential was wrong. EPM default cloud. Click on OK. See, here the substitution variable has been added to the form. Coming to the PPT, and the next question is use case. Present the report by the changing the substitution variable value from June to Jan for the period dimension, and 20 to 21 for the each dimension. With the case, user should see the consolidation report for the June 20 to Jan 21 dimension by changing the period and the year dimension as per the above using cases. Means here we have to change the year 22 to, for example, I want to change year 22 to 21, July to Jan. For that we have to select the navigation, we have to select the application. Under that we have to select the variables. Here you have to change the particular year and particular month for the particular substitution variable. Here I will change it as a Jan, And for year I will change as 21 and click on save. Yeah, successfully it was saved. And you have to again you have to come back to the form, you have to refresh it, and you have to assign the name here which we created in the substitution variable before. We have to give that symbol and current year and current month. Click on enter and refresh. See, here the changes has been happened. Here I changed it from 22 to 21, July to Jan. Yeah. Here, overall, we have been completed the 4 options which we use the substitution variable. One is data form, another is RTP, and third one is BR and Smart View. Thank you. That's it. Hello, Avali.